Did you think it was going to go viral?
No.
Did you plan for it to go viral?
No.
Like, how did that happen?
One of our videos got 36K views in a day. Our strategy, Meredith, was, wow, I guess we're monetized now.
So Dr. Kate recently reached a huge milestone on her channel of 50,000 subscribers. And I knew when she posted that and we celebrated that inside of Video Brand Academy that I wanted to have her on to pick her brain, because not only does she have a successful YouTube channel, but she also runs a successful business, and the YouTube channel fuels the business. And we're talking about publishing every other week with videos using just her webcam. This is episode number 63 of Video Brand Infusion. My name is Meredith. I'm here to help you infuse the best video marketing strategies into your business so that you can build your thriving video brand, just like Dr. Kate. But I'll let her explain. Hey, Dr. Kate, welcome to Video Brand Infusion. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You recently posted in the VBA group that you just crossed over 50,000 subscribers. And then I went and looked at your channel just before this call and you're at 55,000. So can you tell me, like, how long has it taken you to reach 50,000 or 55,000 now?
Well, so I, like many people, made a YouTube channel, set up all of the bells and whistles of the channel, and then did not publish a video for probably a year. So my channel is a lot older than my channel, if that makes sense. So we published our first video in March of 2023. Yeah, that's correct. March of 2023 was our very first video. And we posted, and we still do post a video every other week. I think what's interesting or different maybe about my experience versus other people's experience is that we had a video go viral shortly after we started publishing videos. So sometimes when people are like, wow, that didn't take very long, I want to remind them, okay, it's only because of this one viral video that kind of shot us up. And then, of course, we came back down in our views, but there was, in June of 2023, one of our videos got 36K views in a day.
Oh, wow.
So it was truly going from getting 100, 200, 500 views in a week to sudden and instantaneous, like, wow, I guess we're monetized now. Wow, I guess we have to figure out what we're doing. We didn't have any funnels set up. We were just thinking it was going to be this multiple year slog of consistent publishing, getting views here and there, working our way up like everyone else. And then this happened. And so I think that sort of skyrocketed our views.
Wow. Okay. So it's been 2.5 years-ish then since you started.
Yeah.
And why did you start your channel to begin with?
Because people in my life wouldn't stop bullying me about it. Truly, it was I started my YouTube channel like when I made the channel, not when I started doing videos, but when I said I should do this. Because I made a significant job change. So I moved from working for somebody else to working for myself and needed to get business. And many people in a business group that I was in at the time were telling me, you have to get on YouTube. You have to start creating this library of content so that people can find you and want to work with you. And I said, yes, I know I have to. But I had some perfectionism blocks, and we can talk all about that if you want to later, but it took me, I dragged my feet for a while, but with constant encouragement, not really bullying, but more encouragement, I finally started my channel to try to grow my business.
And so how does your channel help you grow your business now?
At this point, it's almost all of our marketing is through our YouTube channel. We have a presence on social media, but it's mostly clips from YouTube. That's sort of our main driver of getting eyeballs on our website and on our offerings and services. I think that has been, at least from, even getting one-on-one clients, for me, that's been our biggest source of outreach of people being able to find us and want to engage with our offerings and our services.
Okay, so now you have me curious, and I'm sure those watching or listening are curious. What even is your business? Like,
Right.
what is it? What are we doing here?
Yes. So I am a functional medicine consultant, and that means I connect people with health problems, usually chronic or really complicated health problems, to evidence-based testing and strategies and solutions that they might not be getting from their more conventional providers. So functional medicine is considered root cause medicine, but it's also highly personalized. And my personal background is in complementary and alternative medicine. So we do a lot with nutrition and lifestyle and nutraceuticals and supplements to try to get people, who have just been struggling for a long time without good answers, to the next step. So all of my YouTube videos are educational, in that vein as well, helping people understand functional testing or new research that's come out, or talking about, diet and nutrition. So that's one of my passions, actually, is education. I would love to be able to expand, into more avenues in that way. But I also do one-on-one consulting with people, and we ship functional labs to people all over the world. So that's been awesome too, to have YouTube and, helping us spread that access and opportunities to people in India and Kuwait and Mexico and all over the place.
Wow. Okay. So you can work with anybody anywhere because YouTube is for everybody everywhere.
Right.
That's amazing. So when you first started your channel, did you have what was your plan or strategy? How did you know what to even put on your channel at first?
At first, I was taking blog articles that I had written, the previous 2 years that, people had been reading and were interested in, and turning those into videos. So, that was my initial, let's see what people are interested in. I mean, our strategy, Meredith, was just post videos. We were like, we are going to get a video out every other week, and we're not going to worry about it. We got to just do it. I didn't anticipate anyone looking at these videos, truly. And it is kind of embarrassing because there are still some videos on my channel that get lots and lots of views that are maybe in our first 3 videos. Our video editing was so rudimentary. The video quality is terrible. And people still sign up for services. They still send me emails. They still sign up for one-on-ones from those videos, from those original, very sad, kind of embarrassing videos. So, we didn't have much of a strategy, except we got to do this. Stop getting in your own way. Just put videos on the internet and see what happens.
So when you had the video that went viral, which I think was, you said maybe like 4 or 5 months after you started, right?
Yeah.
Did you think it was going to go viral?
No.
Did you plan for it to go viral?
No.
Like, how did that happen?
I don't know how it went viral. I think it was, well, okay. So I take that back. I have to give you a little credit, because even before I knew you or had worked with you, I knew people who had worked with you before. And we were using a keywords research strategy that was based on something you had taught. And so we were trying to combine really niche topics and keywords with, halfway decent, views. So we were going into, I think we were using Keywords Everywhere at the time, and trying to get, find things that were in the, 1,000 per month. And then as far as, search terms, and then we were trying to get the competing videos, the number of videos on that topic or using that keywords down a little bit using TubeBuddy. So we were kind of hobbling together a keyword strategy to try to target smaller groups of people so we didn't have to compete as much with bigger channels.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like a hobbled together strategy. So like you're doing the keyword research, looking for what do we see that people are searching for, but where there aren't a lot of videos showing up for that. So you publish the video and boom, there you are. So it makes it easy to compete.
Totally. And even just the search, we were even trying to keep that kind of low because we didn't want to be competing with these giant channels. And so my guess is that we stumbled on a topic that was niche enough, but B, broad enough where once YouTube started recommending it to people, it was sort of a little hidden group of humans that were all having the same problem, that were looking for solutions. The video topic was about female hair loss. And it's true. I mean, there are not very many options out there for people besides the, minoxidil. And dermatologists kind of shrug their shoulders at people who are dealing with this problem because they're like, well, it happens sometimes. And our treatments have a 50-50 shot of working. And so I basically explained, okay, here are some underlying causes that might be contributing to this hair loss so that you can actually take some steps to minimize that. And so I think just a combination of that, but it certainly wasn't something that like, I'm really, I didn't go into functional medicine because of this. There were many other topics that I thought were going to do much better that we were talking about. So it's a little bit of a mystery still to me why that video resonated as well as it did. And we certainly haven't had that happen since. We've been publishing every other week for several years now, and we've never had a viral video like that again.
So how did you change or like alter your strategy at all after that? Like, did you look at this viral video and go, oh, people are really into this, let's make more videos about this? Or did you just kind of keep going, plotting the same path that you had been doing?
Well, at first we worked more on the back end of things. I mean, we were flooded with emails and asks and looking for resources. So we kind of tried to build the back end around this first. But we were not smart. We did not just make more videos about hair loss and thinning. We just kept making videos on topics that I thought were interesting. So, I think that's one of the reasons that video is still the top performer for hair loss and thinning, because I did not use any smart strategies around, okay, so people are interested in this, let's continue to talk about it. I mean, that's one of the big things that I learned from you more recently is repetition is good, not bad. You're not going to bore anybody by repeating more and more and fleshing out more and more, or, refreshing the content that you made and then releasing it again. That's something I'm still struggling with and still learning how to work with. But YouTube does like that. So that's been a strategy we've been implementing since we joined Video Brand in the last 6 months or so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love to hear that. And it is hard, especially when there's there's other stuff I want to talk about. There's other stuff I want people to know. And so it's like a balance between that stuff and what the algorithm is going to get your videos out to the right people for. You mentioned that you worked on back end stuff. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I mean, we released these videos. They're really, I mean, I think at the end of the video I said, and if you want to learn more, go to my website. But we didn't have a freebie. We didn't have a lead magnet. We didn't have an email sequence. We didn't have any of that set up. So that's really what we were filling in. We created a tutorial that folks could purchase that went deeper into the topic of hair loss and thinning. We linked to, some of the products that we recommend for hair loss and thinning in females specifically, where people could purchase those. We signed them up to our email list, right, to try to get engagement and talk to them more about our other services that were available. But that was all very much after the fact. So definitely a lesson learned there. We don't release videos anymore unless there's a clear path for people to watch the video and then do the next step, whether that's work with us or watch another video or, sign up for a freebie.
Yeah, I like that. But I also think you didn't plan to go viral. So there would have been no way for you to know, oh, we have to have this set up and this set up and this set up. And you let the audience and the community kind of guide you to the next obvious step for you. And I love that because so many people start on YouTube and they think they have expectations of how it's going to go. They're going to watch this video and then they're going to want to download this freebie that I spent time on. And then they're going to want this course that I already created. And in an ideal world, that would be amazing. But unless you hit the jackpot or something, chances are what people actually resonate with and want is different than what you set this expectation for in your mind. So as a smart marketer, smart business person, you go where the people are. You go where the attention is. So, you could have set up your whole back end and then the video didn't really do anything,
We have done that. We've definitely done that in the past. And I did that more, before YouTube in my life, right? Creating this thing that I thought was really cool and then being shocked and dismayed when other people didn't, that sort of thing, I guess part of my personality is to be a planner and to think ahead. And YouTube has taught me many valuable lessons about what you just said, letting YouTube guide you to the people who are right for what you offer and who are interested in what you offer and speak to them, right? Speak to the people who are engaging with you and who are being connected with your content. Requires a lot of flexibility. It requires you to, I guess, put aside those notions, like you said, about how things are going to go. And that's hard. That's hard to do in business. Most people don't teach you to do that, right? They teach you, here, set up your business and then market it.
Yeah.
And it's oh, gal, with YouTube, that doesn't, unless you're a giant channel already, you're a public figure who has made their name doing other things, right? There's people in my niche, they get published whatever they want and they'll get 2 million views on it because of who they are, right? Because of, they went on a podcast with Gwyneth Paltrow or something like that, right? They're a known figure and so they can do whatever they want. But for those of us with smaller channels, I think we have to accept what the YouTube gods give us and say thank you and make that work for us.
Yes, I love that because everyone wants a plan. Yeah. I love a plan and I love making a plan. I like making plans and giving those plans to people. But I think, and probably this is with almost anything, but in particular with YouTube, and you go to the Video Brand Academy meetups too, where it's someone's I did this that you said, and I followed this plan, I did this plan, and then it's now what? Or I did it, but it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. So now what? And it's you got the plan, you got the structure, you took the action, but there's always a caveat. There's always a little side thing or some video that pops off and it's okay, abandon whatever plan you had. Let's move in that direction now. But you also have to start with some type of plan or structure, at least some destination that you're trying to head to, but be flexible in how you're going to get there. That's kind of how it sounds like what you're saying is your experience.
Yeah. And certainly frustrating. I don't want to say, oh, it's easy. Just don't have a plan, right? Just be flexible. I regularly bang my head against the wall when I expect a video, at all signs are go, and then it flops. And I just have to go, woosah. I did the thing, right? I didn't make a giant error. I checked my work. And sometimes things are popular and then they're not. And then inexplicably, for no reason, I'll have a video that I posted several months ago or even a year ago suddenly gain some traction for a couple weeks and then kind of come back down. And why? I don't know. I think that's part of at least for me in my journey as a human, but also, a person doing business on the internet. I think that's been the biggest lesson that YouTube has taught me is do the thing, right? Do it to the best of your ability. Yeah, absolutely. Put effort in, make sure you're proud of what you're posting. You can put together something really nice that you like and you think is valuable. Don't just post garbage to post garbage, right? That's not what I'm saying when I say follow the trends or listen to what the analytics are telling you. Be flexible. I don't mean just throw any old thing up on your channel. But also, you don't have to be married to the outcome of it, right?
Yeah.
You let the outcome go. And yes, learn from it and watch your analytics. And if we made a video on a topic that we released it last week that we thought was going to be very popular based on how many people purchase an offer from us related to that topic, right? So it was related to a specific functional lab that many people order through our business and really like it. They're really satisfied with it. So we posted a video about that topic specifically. Crickets. Probably the worst video in terms of views that we've had in a year.
Wow.
And why? I don't know, right? I don't know.
It's all part of the magic.
It's okay. It's still a great video. The people who watch it are going to get something really valuable from it. I'm going to be able to refer people to that video when they have questions about the test. Great. Here, you've got a question about this test. Watch this video on YouTube.
Yeah.
That can be useful as well, if you're in business. To make videos that you will reference, even if they're not going gangbusters in terms of views and getting you new business. So I don't know. Sometimes I just have to look at it that way and go, okay, back to the drawing board. Let's look at our top. We'll look at our top videos for the last 90 days. We'll pick one of those topics and make a video about it and get some views, right?
Yeah. I like the way you think about that because it can be almost addictive sort of to want this next video. You want to see the spikes. You want to see the green up arrows. So when it doesn't happen, it feels really bad. And so, but when you think about if you just think of any business offline, sometimes they have to just put on a new roof on their building and nobody cares.
Right.
But you have to do it. It has to be there. It serves a very good purpose, but it's not exciting. It's not flashy. It's not newsworthy. And sometimes there are just things that you feel compelled to post for, like you said, for the people who find this, it's going to be amazing for them. It's okay that it's not thousands of people because the impact for the people who do watch it is going to be huge. And that can be enough, even if you don't have the green up arrows, even if YouTube is like, well, this is not exciting. It still serves a purpose and has impact for your business and for the people that you help.
Right.
Yeah. So how do you figure out, you mentioned this video that didn't perform well recently came from, the ideation of that video came from an actual paid offer that you have. So how do you figure out what you say on your YouTube channel versus how you're helping people in your business? Do you ever worry about giving too much information away that people are like, well, I don't have to go hire Dr. Kate. I can just do my own thing because she gave me the info?
I don't worry about that. One of my pet peeves is videos that make big promises and don't deliver, because the delivery is behind a paywall or, sign up for this freebie or whatever. One of the things that I decided at the beginning of this journey was I want to provide people with real actionable information in every video and the next step. So whatever, I want them to have something that they can walk away with. And then also, if they want to take the next step, be that, they purchase a product, or they order testing, or they apply to work with me one-on-one, whatever that is, or they watch a different video. The next step is always there, but I also wanted to make sure that they came away with something valuable and immediately useful. So in my experience, and I'm sure you've had this experience too, that doesn't cause people to say, oh, well, I'm just going to take it from here, right? Like those people were not going to purchase anything from you anyway, likely, right? There's always lurkers, always people who just want free stuff, always people who are never going to engage with your business in any other way. Some of those people are very entitled and they feel like they deserve a lot of things. We get a lot of comments about that of, oh, you're a doctor. Why are you, why do you need this product? Or why are you making me buy this thing? This information should be free. And, that's part of the reason that I'm really dedicated to saying, I gave you a bunch of free information, experience, knowledge, next steps. Like that's what this is all about. I'm not keeping anything from you. Because that's what makes people trust you and want to work with you. At least that's been my experience.
Yeah, I love that. I get a similar comment sometimes like, oh, of course you're selling something. And I always want to say back, like, my entire channel is me making free content for strangers on the internet. And there's a lot of info there. And you're more than welcome to watch all of them as many times as you want, or go to somebody else's channel and find the info. But it's always funny, like even I have to remind myself, you have all this free content available. You're not,
oh my goodness,
you're not an evil person for, having a business
or getting paid for your work, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
exactly.
the other thing too. I think it's hard, I think something that I run into maybe a little bit more is this idea of people assume that if you have a YouTube channel, YouTube is paying you thousands of dollars to make these videos. And that is not true at all. I've got a lot more subscribers than the majority of YouTube channels. I think statistically it's like 90% of YouTube channels have less than 1,000 subscribers because, YouTube is for everybody. YouTube is a fun hobby for a lot of people. It doesn't have to be about making money, and that's great. All that to say, even with lots of subscribers, it's not like you're making millions of dollars from YouTube from making these videos. So, that's one of the things that I will often say is, the definition of valuable information is that it's worth money. And so if you find this information valuable, like you say, then that's by definition means that it should be paid for. And I'm giving away video after video after video of valuable information that you can then take and utilize for yourself for free. So I agree. I think people are doing that for anything, right? I mean, there are people out there who feel in this day and age, in the age of Amazon, in the age of, everything being at your fingertips immediately, that everything should be free. Well, do you work for free? Do you go to your job and not get paid for it? Because this is my job, right? Yeah, so I think I deserve to get paid for it.
Yes, absolutely. So you mentioned that you publish every other week, right? And you've done that from the beginning for 2.5 years. And it's fascinating to me because I always tell my clients and students to publish once a week. And so, but here you are, 2.5 years. even if you took the viral video out of it, would you agree that you still have a successful channel and B, a channel that fuels your business?
Absolutely. And
So,
we would love to post once a week. We would love that. But I think, we're a 2-person business, and time, that's one of the hard things about being successful and having YouTube drive your business, is that suddenly you don't have time to make more YouTube videos. So
yes.
that's been one of the things that we're working on too, is balancing, working in our business, working on our business. But we're also working on streamlining our process a little bit. Hopefully that will allow us to publish more videos. I think our goal for 2026 is to publish 3 times a month.
Okay.
We're not, I am not a person who is comfortable and feels good about sitting down and winging a video. I feel much more comfortable reading from a script, which is how we do our videos. I find a lot of people really appreciate the concise nature of that, especially when they're really looking for targeted information. I get that comment on a lot of my videos about how nice and fluff-free and concise and consolidated my videos are. So that does definitely add to our process in terms of how much time it takes. I write the script, he edits the script, we record the script, we come up with the B-roll, he edits it all into script. So it's, a little more time consuming than some folks who are really good at and really comfortable turning their their camera on, sitting down and talking about a topic for a while.
Okay, that's interesting. So you mentioned earlier that you had some like roadblocks around perfectionism. So I'm really curious about this, because I would imagine in 2.5 years, the process has changed perhaps, and your setup has changed. But can you talk a little bit about what went through your mind when you were like, oh, I have to create YouTube videos now, or I get to create YouTube videos now? Were you excited? Like, woohoo, I get to talk to a camera. Like what went through your mind there?
I think that I stopped myself from starting because it didn't, I found a lot of little things that were not quite to my liking. And I was looking for the best way to do it. So I didn't want to just do an okay video. I wanted to do, what is the best way to do this? What's the best lighting? What's the best microphone? What's the best program? How long should it be? How many, right? I kind of let all of those little things stop me from just recording a video, just writing a script. I've upgraded a lot of our equipment since then, but it's still not crazy expensive, in terms of any of our side. We still use our laptop camera. So we don't have anything fancy in terms of our setup. And I think that was a big lesson for me was, okay, we're just going to start with what we have and make it work and go from there.
So did you feel comfortable talking to the camera?
Like most people, I don't love listening to it, which is one of the reasons that I don't edit my own videos. I have my colleague do that, which is both good and bad. But I would say because I had a teleprompter, I was much more comfortable. I'm always been very comfortable reading aloud. That's always been something that I didn't struggle with. And I felt like I could put enough of my personality in because I was writing the script that I could write the way I speak and then speak that to the camera. That was sort of my cheat code that made me finally pull the trigger and make videos. I don't know that honestly I would be on YouTube if I did not have that in my back pocket. So that was a big deal.
So the teleprompter itself has been like a key component of your success?
I think for me it was, because it helped me get over that hurdle of not being able to say things the way I wanted to, not being able to explain things clearly, feeling frazzled, or there was just something about sitting down and turning that camera on, even though I knew exactly what I wanted to say. I had an outline. It's like my brain just turned off. And then as soon as I had a script, I was in drama, and plays and musicals and stuff. And so I was very comfortable working from a script. And I love to write, and I'm a very confident writer. And so I finally said, well, I know that other people sit down in front of video cameras. I wish that was a talent of mine, but I'm just going to work with what I've got, and sat down and did it with the help of a script and a teleprompter. And it's not even a teleprompter. It's just an app that I put on my computer screen.
Okay.
It's called SpeakFlow is the one that I use.
So you're not using a teleprompter like device. You're using a teleprompter software. So, and you mentioned, because this was going to be my next question, because you mentioned you're just using the webcam on your computer, right? So you don't even have a camera. You have your webcam. You have your script in the SpeakFlow software. And you publish every other week. And in 2.5 years, you've got 55,000 views or 55,000 subscribers and a growing business because of YouTube with this super simple setup.
That's a lovely summary. I never thought about it that way, but yes.
I love it. I love it. Do you have any extra lighting, or like what's your microphone and that kind of thing?
So my microphone is Audio-Technica. I believe somebody in the group steered me to that. It's a pretty basic one. It may be mid-level, but I worked with a blue snowball for a long time. I don't recommend that, but I like this microphone a lot better. So I have that. We have a laptop. We did finally upgrade our laptop so that we could get a higher definition or higher resolution. We're using an older one. And so instead of going out and buying a separate camera and all of that kind of stuff, we were like, well, we need a new laptop. So we'll just get one with a better camera. So we have that. I've got it up on a little stand in front of me. I've got two really basic from Amazon lights, one to the left, one to the right. We moved recently, and the space where I'm recording is now much bigger than it was before, and it has wood flooring. And so we've had to get creative with sound dampening. So that's been our biggest challenge. So currently I'm staring at a curtain that we installed that we can pull across the room to sort of create a little cubby for recording anything, this sort of thing, but also our YouTube videos and when I work with clients so that we can get the sound quality to be up to snuff. But usually I'm surrounded by towels and blankets and it's not very professional, but it works for us.
So it's kind of like my setup where my YouTube video space is also the space where I'm like doing the work and interviewing people or meeting with people.
Yes, exactly.
So okay. So I love that because personally, I spent a lot of time and energy I wanted my like Zoom setup or like this Riverside setup to be the same as what my YouTube videos look like.
Oh,
right. Because if you have clients, it's like, it's like the same.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. Right.
Yeah.
And, but it can be tricky when to work. Like, it's not tricky to set up a corner of your like basement or whatever to make YouTube videos. But then it's like, but I have to actually work here. It's like, it's a little bit different. So, but I think it's important for that sort of congruity. Is that a word? Congruent.
Yeah. I think we just combined congruence and continuity. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a word. It is
both
now.
Both of those fit. Absolutely.
So my last question for you is, most people, when I say So what advice do you have for people who are kind of like in your shoes and thinking about YouTube? Most people will say, just get started. But what I really want to know is one concrete thing that someone in your shoes should actually do in the next 30 days that would set them up for success if they're somebody who has a practice and an expertise like you, and they're like, I think I could probably talk about this on YouTube and do all my stuff online. What should they do in the next 30 days that would set them up for success?
This is maybe because of my experience, and we talked about this a little bit, but don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be your best work. Put some effort in. So I would say do that, and don't be afraid to use a crutch or two, right? Nobody is judging you in the same way that if you were to give a speech at a graduation ceremony, you probably wouldn't have to memorize it. That's okay. You can have notes. You can have a script like I do. You can whatever makes you comfortable for recording. I would say don't judge yourself against people who you are perceiving are better at it or more experienced, or, oh, I wish I could just talk off the cuff like so-and-so other personality on it. Well, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just really good at reading a teleprompter. You don't know.
Yeah.
So,
or they're really good at editing.
Yeah. Maybe they're looking down, they're reading the thing, they're saying it, and then they're looking down and reading the next thing and then saying it. And they've got, yeah. So I would say maybe those are two separate things, or maybe they're not, but that's something that you can do tomorrow. Write a script.
Yeah.
Just, put together a PowerPoint of notes for yourself and talk it through. That's perfectly acceptable. You don't have to have a polished, off-the-cuff presentation ready to go and sit down and nail it the first time. That's okay. I think you find whatever those tools are, those crutches are that to get you to the finish line, implement them and go with it.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Kate. Where can people find you? Obviously, I'll put a link to your channel in the description and show notes, but where can people find you on YouTube or on social media?
So my handle is at Dr. Kate Lysinga-Dean. So again, that's a tough last name to know. So Meredith will put it up for you. Dr. Kate LD is another handle that I have. So that's what I am on Instagram and Facebook. And my website is drkateld.com.
Now, if you're wondering where I get so many of my fantastic guests here for the Video Brand Infusion podcast, I find them inside of Video Brand Academy. That's where I met Dr. Kate. That's where I get to chat with her and other members of VBA on our monthly meetup calls and in the trainings that I do inside of VBA. So if you're looking to grow your business with YouTube or start your YouTube channel for your business and YouTubeify your business, come on over to Video Brand Academy. I'll put a link down in the description, and maybe you'll be the next guest on Video Brand Infusion.